Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Bryan's Basement. Thanks for coming down. Appreciate you coming and checking us out again. But today I wanted to give my first impressions on a game that I was very excited for when I saw it revealed in the PlayStation announcement. I believe the state of play from maybe sometime in June earlier last year. And the game is Season: A Letter to the Future. When I first saw this game, it really, something about it really struck me. The art style, just the uniqueness of it, and like it gave me like a Studio Ghibli-esque feel for the game. And I love anime. I love Studio Ghibli, and I always am interested in trying new gaming experiences that, kind of, not really, I wouldn't say push the boundaries, but, expand what's possible, I suppose, is a way I could think of putting it. But, so it came out on the 31st, January 31st, which I believe was Tuesday, right? I think. Who knows? Maybe it was Tuesday. I think that's when new games come out and stuff. So I got it, I downloaded it, I booted it up, and holy crap, what an experience. What an experience. What a unique. I mean, the game is just, it's very emotional for me. I don't know if it's for anyone who's, like grown up. It's a coming of age tale. I don't want to get too into the details because I don't want to spoil anything. But basically, you're going out. There's the season that you're currently living in, and the season is more like an era that you're living in. The era is coming to an end, and there's a giant cataclysm that's coming, and it's gonna wipe everything out. So you go out into the world, and it feels like it's like a post-apocalyptic world, kind of. It's after like a great war, and you find out more about it. But you go out into the world to try and, document and figure out, just what people are doing in this era. And, so when this cataclysm comes, everything isn't lost. So you're out there with a camera and an audio recorder, and like you have a journal that you draw in, and you like take these notes. You take pictures of stuff and record sounds, and then you put these entries into a journal, and it gives you this inspiration, which will kind of like tell you more about like what's going on in this weird world that you're exploring. And it's really emotional and really powerful. I mean, it's a really, really powerful game. It's cool. I highly recommend it to anyone who was maybe interested in it. It's an indie game. I don't know how long it is. I'm only a little bit into it, but it's very cool. Just like, it's all about exploration. You ride your bicycle around. On PS5, the bicycle controls have the like adaptive feedback, so when you're first kicking off that bicycle, you get the resistance from the controller on the R2, and it's like, and I just get like chills when I start kicking off that bike, because like I grew up in like a cul-de-sac, and like we used to ride our bikes everywhere when I was a kid. So like the game really speaks to me and like my childhood, and I think like it's probably pretty common for a lot of our childhoods. And it's a very, very emotional experience, and I highly, highly recommend it to anyone who is interested. It's just going through it. It's just like, and it's just such a leisurely, chill experience. And they tell you in the beginning of the game, like, we invite you to kind of take your time with this and just explore and try and figure things out. And it's really neat. And the art style is beautiful. I mean, it's like, when I say Studio Ghibli, it is like, it looks like Nausicaa, and like, it just has that beautiful like paint feel to it. I don't know. It's an amazing game. I'm blown away by it. I'm so happy that it's I don't even I couldn't see myself even. I don't know what they could do to make me unhappy with this game. I think as long as it's just as long as I kind of can figure out, piece together what's going on, and it's just like it's and the storytelling aspect is really cool too, because when you start the game, someone's reading your journal, and it's like, you know, you get that. It just gives me chills thinking about it, because it's a really just like the thread of life that connects us all, and you know, knowledge and things that are lost, and just it's a really really unique and neat game that I just I can't recommend it enough to anyone who's just remotely interested. And I think we need more games like this that are different and try and, you know, push the boundaries of storytelling and, you know, figuring things out. Yeah, I think that it's important to, you know, have games like this that are unique and different and tell stories in a, I think, a more, it's just I don't know how to put it. I don't know how to put my finger on what I find so unique about this game. It kind of reminds me of when Ico came out for PS2. That game also had like it gave a similar feeling with like the beautiful art style and how you're helping that the princess, that girl, and the relationship you build with, like, but there's no like dialogue, and it's just like a very interesting way of telling a story. And I found just when I was playing Season Letter to the Future that it evoked those same feelings that I had from when I played Ico in freaking like the 2000s for PS2. So it's cool that like they were able to capture something that, you know, you don't see every day in a video game. They are evoking emotions in that game that I've never played a game that has made me feel so. I feel very connected to the characters and the world, and it's really neat. And I would strongly urge anybody who's interested in it to check it out, because it's an awesome experience. And I haven't finished it. I don't know how long it is. I'm really not trying to like rush through it. I want to like just take it all in and enjoy it. So I haven't been like, you know, hammering away at it as much as I probably would with some other games, but I think that that's fine, because I just want to take it all in, and I don't want to rush through it. And I think that's obviously how this game was meant to be played, because that's what the developers recommend when you start it out. And I think that's really cool. Like, I think we need more interactive experiences. Like, I miss that about, like, you know, some older PC games, and like Snatcher and Police Knots, and like, you know, those older point and click adventure games where you're kind of just like playing through a story's being told to you, you're investigating, you're figuring things out, you're solving, you know, puzzles and stuff, but it's all about the story at the end of the day that you're playing through. And I think like this game kind of takes me back to that. It takes me back to that wondrous spirit of point and click adventure on the PC, where you were exposed to these worlds, these amazing virtual worlds that just made your mind just go with the possibilities of creation and things that are out there. And it fills me with that, you know, that childlike wonder that I had when I first started playing video games when I was younger, and like realized, like, I harp back to that Ocarina of Time memory, but like that memory where I realized, like, holy shit, games are amazing. There's so much in there, and you can, and there's just the lore and everything, and it's just, yeah, it feels, this game has a very like Miyamoto, Nintendo, Studio Ghibli. It's just got a very unique Japanese feel to it, and I'm assuming it's a US studio that developed it. I don't know much about the developers, but I just really wanted to make this video and discuss this game a little bit because and I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to make it because I was getting so emotional when I was playing through the game that I was like, I kind of just want to keep this experience to myself because it feels so personal. But I think that I gotta spread the word because I think a lot of people can connect with this game, and it's a beautiful, beautiful game, and I'd highly recommend it to anyone. I'm really enjoying it, and it's just really unique, and it's just a completely different pace than what I've been playing or what I've played. Like, I haven't played something with this pacing and this, like, just level of incredible storytelling in a while. So what are your thoughts? Have you played Season? Have you seen any of the previews? Are you interested in it? Do you think it's meh? Are you a little like, I don't know. I'd be interested to know what anyone else thinks or what their thoughts of the game, if they've played it, or just based on the visual aspect. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'll definitely reply, and I'd love to continue the discussion here. So thanks again for checking out this video. Thanks for coming to Bryan's Basement. Always welcome. Always glad to have you here, and we'll see you next time in Bryan's Basement.